next chapter of your life will not fall into place automatically. I want you to stop operating from that life that is in your head and to start facing your reality. So when you come into your reality, this is what happens. If you feel like life didn't go the way you expected, if life didn't go the way you had planned, you've always had a timeline. I want to do this by this, I want to do this by this. And you get to that time and you realize that there's a lot of things that you haven't achieved yet. It feels like a setback, it feels like a failure, and that is what I'm here to address today. So if you feel like life didn't go as expected, these are the 5 things that I want you to do that they are going to help you. So the first thing that you're going to do, I want you to stop living in your head. I want you to stop living in your imagination. I want you to stop living in the unreal world, the world that you expected. I want you to stop living the life that you expected you'll be living right now. So instead, I want you to face the life you actually have right now, because it is the only way that you are going to move forward. If you stop living from the life that you once imagined, that by this age I'll be here, I'll be doing this, I'll be with this person, and maybe all of these things, they haven't come to pass, and you feel like weary, you feel like you're so left behind, you feel like nothing, you're actually achieving nothing. I want you to stop and to have a switch to come into your reality. So when you come into your reality, this is what happens. You're able to move forward, because you can't operate if you are constantly, it's like you're regretting, it's like you are so angry towards life, because why is life giving me this? I thought that by this time I'll be having this and that. And if that is not what you're having, it's so easy for you to have a shift. And so I want you to stop operating from that life that is in your head and to start facing your reality. Because if you start facing your reality, that is when you can now move forward. You can now start operating. When life doesn't go according to how you planned, when life doesn't meet your expectation, and it rarely does, life is not a straight line. And when this happens to you, you kind of feel like you have let yourself down, you feel like you are late, you start comparing yourself, you start comparing your journey. But what you need to do is just collect yourself together and to start feeling like, here is where I am. Acceptance. Accept where you are in order to work towards where you want to go. Accept where you are at, so that you can start working to where you're headed, so that you can start working to this destination that you desire so much to reach. So I want you to stop living in your head. I want you to stop living in your wishes. I want you to stop living in your dreams and start facing the reality and doing the necessary so that you can be able to achieve your goals. So that is the first thing. Get over yourself, get over your expectations, get over what you plan for your life. Because again, life is rarely a straight line. Like what you imagine that it will be the thing that you'll be doing is not the thing that you'll be doing. And maybe God has a greater plan for you. Point number 2 is that you stop measuring your life based on the timeline. Stop measuring your life based on the timeline. So what do I mean when I say this? So most people feel like they have failed just because life did not unfold the way they expected it to be. They fail to understand that life is more of a path than a race. Life is not a race. You're not here to compete with anyone. You're not here to move according to any other person's like ability and what the next person is doing. You are called to live your life and to make the most out of it, and that is where purpose comes in. Your purpose is going to be something very different from the circle of the friends you have. Your purpose is going to be very different from your siblings, from your parents, and that the earlier you understand this, the better, because that is going to work for your good. So what I need you to do, I need you to stop asking why me. I need you to stop calling yourself into a pity party and to actually start doing the next best thing. Instead of comparing yourself and asking yourself why me and not them, why do I feel behind? Why does everybody feel like their life is actually moving in place? Why do they have all of these things that I deserve? Because why not you? Why should every other person suffer and not you? Why should any other person go through tribulations and all of these things and not you? So what you need to do is to stop feeling, because feeling pity for yourself is not going to solve anything. Feeling sorry for yourself is not going to solve anything. So what you need to do is to follow the next best step. You don't have to go to the 10th step, to the 100th step, but you need to follow the next best step. What is your goal? First, you need to define your goal. You need to define where you want to reach. You need to define your journey. You need to define how the destination looks like. You need to define the numbers that you want to reach at. And when you do that, you need to do the next best thing. You don't have to have the picture of everything that you desire to do, but all you need to do or what you need to have is just the next thing to support your next step. What is this one thing? What is the first step of the miles that you want to reach? What is the first step to this thing that you want to achieve so much? So what you need to do is you need to just start with that one thing, that one step of that big goal that you have, because when you have big goals or when you have big dreams, it can be scary for you. And when you try to visualize the whole picture of everything you need and everything that you will be needing throughout the whole journey, I promise you it's gonna be overwhelming for you. So what you need to do is to just follow the next best step for you to be able to achieve your goals, because when these are the steps that are going to make you reach that point. And when you reach that point, you won't even feel like it was so hectic, because you didn't do it all at once. But what you did, you just unpacked it and you just follow the next step, and you follow these simple steps one by one, step by step, until you reach your desired goal. So that is pretty much about number 2. Number 3 is to take one step forward. I think that that just ties to the second one. Just take one step forward, not 10 steps, not 100 steps, just one step forward. Just one step forward. Just do one thing today, not 10, not 20, just one thing. And you don't have to worry about perfection when you're just getting started, because you will fumble. That one, I promise you. You will fumble. There is no one. And looking at all of these people that are doing the things that you want to do, or they're doing the things that you desire to do, you aspire to do, they didn't start where they are. So for you to compare your journey, like you are at step 1, you want to compare yourself with someone who is doing the exact thing that you want to do, someone who is at step 1,000, it's not gonna work. That one, you're just gonna admire them and you just feel like this is a lot of work, this is so impossible, and I'm not gonna do this anymore. But if you want to do, the best thing to do is to do just the next step, this one thing. And even if you don't know what to do, because sometimes purpose can be so confusing and you don't even know the next step, you don't even know how the bigger picture looks like, you just need to follow the next best thing that you can do. Follow the next best thing that you know how to do, and do it. And when you do it, I promise you, something else just gonna unfold, and you're gonna have the light of the next step, the next step, the next, and the next. And when you do this is just something that helps so much. One tip that I have learned is that when you're trying to reach somewhere, don't start comparing yourself with someone who is 1,000 ways ahead of you. Go to someone who is just a step ahead of you. Learn from this one person who is just one step ahead of you. When you are at their level, you have to drop them and to follow someone who is just one step ahead of that person. When you get to that level, you have to drop them and follow one person who is just one step ahead, because following someone and doing something that is just one step ahead of what you are trying to do is so easy than trying to follow 1,000 steps of someone, and it's gonna be so confusing, and you're gonna be so overwhelmed, and it's so possible for you and so easy for you to just drop that thing, feeling that this is not working, there's no way that I'm gonna grow to this level. But finding someone who's just one step ahead of you, you can feel like if they did this, you just have to study them, you just have to study what they are doing. That is exactly what you need to do. Study what they are doing, study how they are posting, study their consistency, study everything that you want to do so that you can be able to reach at their level. If you are at 0 followers, just look at someone who's made it to 500. And when you reach at 500, stop studying them and look for someone who's at 2,000. Stop studying them when you reach at 2,000 goal, and now aim to someone who has 5,000. The fourth thing that you need to do is to stop interpreting your life as failure. A lot of people, they're gonna look at your life and they're gonna feel like you are a failure, but you should not be one of these people. Stop interpreting yourself as failure. You might have had so many things happening in your life, so many setbacks, so many things that are not working, so many timelines that you have not reached at. But I want to promise you that the moment you have yourself, you have everything that it takes. When you have yourself, you have everything that it takes. When you believe in yourself, is far way better than having lots of people telling you that you know you're capable of this, you can do this, and you don't believe in yourself. But when you have a lot of people telling you you cannot do it, but you are the only one who is telling yourself that you can do it, then you have everything. If you have yourself, you have the potential, you know what you want to do, you can definitely do anything. You are unstoppable. So you need to start speaking life other than speaking death unto your progress, unto your life, unto your dreams, unto all of these things that you want to achieve. Even in the scripture, Proverbs chapter 13 verse 2 tells us that those who speak good things will eat the fruit thereof. Proverbs 18:21, it says that the tongue has the power of life and death. So if you speak death into your dreams, if you speak death into your destiny, then you're definitely killing it. Because there's no any other person who's gonna speak life to you more than you could speak life to yourself. So you need to start talking positive things to yourself. Look at yourself as someone who is capable. Look at yourself with someone who is just going through a season that is disturbing, a season that you don't understand, but you're gonna rise past that season. Because again, life is a life of seasons. And you just can't define yourself with a season, just a couple of years that things are not working and you conclude it as failure. So you need to know your potential, and you need to know that you can sure move forward. The fifth one is you have to decide not to give up. You have to decide that no matter what you've gone through, no matter what is happening, you have to decide that you are putting your best foot forward and you're doing the possible to stay afloat. It doesn't matter the kind of challenges that life is throwing your way. What you need to do is just take a break, but don't take a break forever. Just take a break for a short period of time and then come back stronger, come back. And even when you're in that break, don't allow yourself to feel like this is defeat. Don't allow yourself to feel like this is the end. Always know, even in that defeat, when you are so tired and maybe it's so bad and you're not able to do anything, maybe you don't even have an idea of what you're going to do to get back up, just hold that one thing at the back of your mind and know that this is not the end of it. And as long as you have you breathing, as long as you have life, just know that there's no possibility that your best days are behind you, that the life that is ahead of you still deserves to be lived, still deserves to have purpose within it. And I'm telling you this because the next chapter of your life will not fall into place automatically, but it will require you to do something so that you can be able to move forward. The life behind of you might not have happened the way you wanted it to happen, but the life in front of you still deserves to be lived intentionally. Just start where you are and move forward from there. So if you found this video helpful, please like, share, hit that subscribe button so that you get this kind of videos weekly. So thank you so much for watching.